Welcome back to 90s Bball Cards. Jake Roy here. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I've got a special video for you today. I'm going to go through my wish list for Santa. So these are 10 cards that are on my wish list that I would love to see Santa bring me. Some cards I would love to get in my collection, some cards that are kind of like a grail, and other ones that have just eluded me. And then we'll go through some other fun stuff, some holiday pickups that I've had, and some other holiday themed cards. So this is going to be a whole lot of Santa in this video, and hopefully you have some fun enjoying it with me. Alright, so here we've got some non-card related items. These are some holiday favorites for a lot of shoe collectors. So every year, for those who don't know, the Jordan brand has a bunch of shoes that release every year, a lot of retros, but each year, right before Christmas, they release a new colorway or they retro an old colorway of the Jordan 11. So these are some of the most iconic Jordan shoes that ever were produced by Nike. So here are the last 3 years, and the reason why I'm highlighting these this year is because one of my favorite gifts was actually a gift from my wife. My wife is also into shoes, not to the same degree as some people, but we both like shoes quite a bit, and she was adamant. This year, the Breads or the B-Reds or the Playoffs or the black, white, and red is, you know, whatever you want to call these. These were the Jordans that were released this year in December, and these are her favorite Jordan shoes. She had them back when she was in high school, and when we found out that these were coming out this year, she said we have to get a pair. So she was adamant that we get some. We entered raffles, and we ended up getting all the pairs that we wanted to, so that was great. And it was funny because she was really excited to get these. I was a little bit more lukewarm. These aren't my favorite in the world, but she was adamant, you have to get these. I'm getting these for you. So I said, okay, fine. If you want me to get these, I'm not going to complain. And actually, after getting them in hand, these are probably my favorite. These are just a gorgeous looking shoe. I know a lot of people are very excited for these shoes, and you know, now that I have them, they're one of my favorites. So wanted to highlight these because that's one of my favorite Christmas gifts or holiday gifts for this year. I got them a little bit before Christmas because they came out before Christmas. Last year, I was adamant about getting these, and my wife said sure. So we got a pair for everyone in the family, and have had fun wearing these together, kind of being twins, so that's a lot of fun. And then the year prior were the Space Jams. So these aren't necessarily considered an OG colorway. So the original colorways were the B-Reds and then the Concords in the middle here, but these are pretty close. These were worn by Jordan in this colorway in the movie Space Jam. So a lot of people that love Jordan shoes love these shoes as well. There's a couple other colorways that might be kind of considered OGs, but these are the three that I love the best, and wanted to highlight these because these are some of my favorite gifts that I've gotten over the last few years. So that's the first segment. Now let's get into some of the card related stuff. All right, so first I'm gonna share some of my favorite holiday themed cards, a kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. So here, first we've got one of the Panini Happy Holidays cards. This is a Mo Bamba Christmas or Santa hat card, and so many of you know I am a big Magic fan, and I loved Mo Bamba when he was drafted by the Magic. I still like him a lot, so I love Christmas. I wanted to get some of these Santa hats, wanted to make sure it had some of the fluff, if you will. So got this. Panini makes a lot of Christmas themed, holiday themed cards. They have some Christmas sweaters or holiday sweaters, you know, so kind of a little relic. And then this is another piece that they put into some of their cards. So one of those items that I wanted to get up, you know, not a ton of value in any of these cards, but they're really fun for me to have in my collection, just because I enjoy some of the players and I enjoy Christmas a lot as well. So fun there. Another piece from the 90s is a jumbo Kevin Garnett Christmas or Santa suit card. So this is kind of a funny promotional card that Upper Deck made. So you've got a picture of Garnett there. They also had Kobe versions of this where they've got a little sack of gifts and the Santa hat, and then you had a piece in there. So this is a nice little velvet piece of a Santa suit that I'm assuming Kevin Garnett probably wore in a photo shoot specifically for this. You know, not terribly rare cards, not terribly valuable, but just fun pieces again. And I always kind of enjoyed that kind of funny picture of Kevin Garnett in the back. Not serial numbered or anything, but a fun holiday piece. And then one of my most favorite holiday cards right here, we've got a Santa Claus authentic autograph from Topps. So this is kind of funny. It actually says down here, this is a Santified autograph rather than a certified autograph. So here, it's an actual signed autograph on the card, which is a lot of fun. Picture of Santa there, kind of like in a little ornament. And then again on the back, you've got something saying, again, it's Santified. So this is a lot of fun. Another card that I was very happy to get. There are some other autograph cards, but this is my favorite Santa autograph card. So now with that, let's get right into the top 10 on my wish list. All right, so here we go. Starting with number 10, the first one on the list, and I'll show you a version of the card that I have something similar. So first is 99-2000 Flir Tradition Round Ball Collection Penny. So here we've got a Shaq that I've pulled. I actually pulled this a while back. And these aren't incredibly rare. I know that we did a break of some of the retail packs from Flir Tradition. You know, you get a round ball collection, one in every pack. But because it's a retail only, because these things were pretty common to pull, a lot of people didn't really hold on to these, or you know, they haven't come up on eBay for individual sales because people don't think there's a lot of value. So it's been hard for me to find the penny, in fact. So if anybody out there has a penny that they would like to move, I would be happy to buy it or trade this Shaq for the penny straight up. So, you know, one of those cards that I have not been able to get in my collection, you know, when it comes up, it sells for, you know, maybe $10 at the most. You know, so it's a $5 to $10 card. But just a card that I have not been able to get my hands on for my collection. So that's number 10 on my list, the Flir Tradition Round Ball Collection of Penny Hardaway. Number 9, I don't have an example of, but the 98-99 UD Onyx MJ Holographics. So we talked about this when we opened the Holographics pack a little while ago. And that's a very rare card. It's an all MJ set, but really cool looking. I love the holographic set. So this kind of was the introduction into some of the technology, if you will, on those cards. So the Jordans, they go for about $170. Condition can be an issue. Some of the holographic lettering can fall off on those, but I think that they're really cool looking, and another card that I would love for Santa to throw in my stocking this year. Number 8 is kind of an interesting one. So 2006-2007 Topps Chrome Refractor of LeBron James. So the reason that I have this, and here we have an example of the refractor with the Michael Finley, and then we've got the LeBron James base that I have in my collection. So, you know, you're probably asking yourself, why this instead of maybe the rookie or another more rare card of LeBron James? And the reason is, you know, I love just the regular refractors, but also back when I was, you know, kind of not getting as many cards as I used to, I would get like a box every Christmas and maybe a box each summer. One of the boxes that I got with my brother was 2006-2007 Topps Chrome. So we busted through that box, had a lot of fun, got a lot of fun hits, and I always really liked not only the design, but I love this picture of LeBron James. I think it's a phenomenal picture. I love how he's playing against the Heat, where he ended up playing later on in his career. They have the retro jerseys. It's a great action shot, so I would love to have the refractor version of it. I know that there's some more rare refractors than just the regular silver, but you know, I love the traditional refractors on the silver, so getting that LeBron would be a lot of fun. You know, that refractor is about $160 card, $150 card, somewhere right around there, depending on condition. Of course, these aren't terribly condition sensitive, but centering can be an issue, as is typical with a lot of Topps Chrome cards. So that's really the key thing there, is getting a well-centered copy. So that is number 8 on my list. Number 7, you've heard me talk about these a lot. I would love to get another, or any others, of the Allen Iverson 99-2000 Skybox Hoops Build Your Own card. So this is the Iverson that I've probably showed in a couple of different videos that I got redeemed back when this product first came out. I personally pulled one of the redemptions, sent it in, picked this combination of the front and the back, and it's been in this case ever since I got it from the Flir Skybox company. So just a very fond memory, and a card that I've always treasured, and one that I would love to get more of. There are 9 total versions, so there's 3 fronts and 3 backs in every combination of those. So I would love to get one example of each of those for Allen Iverson, one front or one of each front and one of each back. But they don't come up too often. You know, they're numbered to 250, but you know, they don't surface very often. You know, this card is worth roughly $100. When they do come up, you know, the prices vary pretty considerably. So sometimes they go much higher than $100. Sometimes they go considerably lower. You know, so it's not a terribly well-known set, but just one that I love because of the memories that I have with it. So that one is number 7. Number 6 is 9798 Flir Ultra Stars Gold penny. So here we've got the silver that I have in my collection. And you know, this is an interesting set because the gold version, the first cards that were printed of these, they did the gold version. They didn't have a stated print run, or you know, there weren't stated pack odds. The estimation is that there's between 100 and 300 copies of each gold one. So I would love to get the penny. It's a gorgeous looking card. You know, this silver is an incredible looking card in my opinion. I love you know, the action shot that they have of him centered with that star. I love how the silver plays in with the Orlando Magic colors, and you know, the star is kind of reminiscent of the star on the jersey as well. I really love this Penny Hardaway card specifically. And the gold version, it just takes it to another notch. I know those of you who have seen these in person know what I'm talking about with just, you know, the way that the light refracts off those little diamonds. It's really something to behold. So a card that I would love to get in my collection, but they come up very rarely. They're very expensive cards. They're very highly sought after set. Not only just player collectors, but people who just like those rare cards and those really cool looking cards from the 90s. Love these golds. So the gold is worth about $400, you know, but it seems to go up every time, you know, it comes up for auction. So you know, the sky's the limit for that card. But number 6 for me is the Ultra Stars Gold of Penny. Number 5 is an interesting set. So 9899 Molten Metal Fusion Titanium. So here I've got the regular Fusion of Penny, and the Titanium, the only difference really is a gold color over the card. And in fact, it's an interesting set because some of the cards of the non-gold version are serial numbered, some are not. The penny is one that is not, and then it goes the same way pretty much with the titanium version or the gold version, where some are serial numbered, some are not, some are serial numbered to less. So for example, the Jordan is serial numbered to just 40, and like you've got here, the player's face is laser cut into there as well as the name. And on the Jordan, the serial number is also laser cut into the card, which is just a really cool feature to the card. There are other ones like the Iverson where that serial number is not laser cut in. And then you've got other ones, again, where the Penny Hardaway doesn't have any serial numbering on the titanium. But just a gorgeous card. I've always liked these. And in fact, you know, we've seen some similar type of technology in the beam teams from 95, 96, also in the platinum portraits that were in 97, 98 Flir metal. And I like this one the best out of all of them. You know, I love the laser cut, the accuracy of the player's face, but you also get a full length color picture, and you get the player's name cut into the card, which I think is really cool. And you know, it's a little bit easier to see some of the nuanced detail on the back of the card. In fact, I think the player's face shows up a little bit better, but you can see how the name was cut all the way through the card. Just a gorgeous looking card. I would love to get the gold version of this to add that and have one of each version of Penny. So that card in the titanium version is about a $60 card. It's not an incredibly valuable card because it's not serial numbered like some of the other ones. Jordan, you know, is worth thousands of dollars. There's only 40 of those, but it does get a little bit of a boost because that set is so highly sought after. But also there's a little bit of misunderstanding about the serial numbering on that set. So it's a fun one there. Number 4 is the 9899 Topps Chrome Apparitions Refractor of Penny Hardaway. So here I've got the base chrome of Penny. You know, and this is a really cool set. I always really like the design here, especially on the Topps Chrome. The Topps is also pretty cool with the foil, but I just love the way that this design looks with the chrome. So there's a refractor version. You can imagine how the colors pop on the refractor. But it is a ridiculously rare card. It's serial numbered to 100 each. So the penny, you know, surprisingly, it only, if you will, goes for $400. There's a lot of other Penny Hardaway cards that are numbered to 100 that go for considerably more than $400 like this one. But a card that I would absolutely love to see in my stock, and I would freak out. It, you know, really has a lot of Christmas colors in it, which might add to why I like it. But you know, you get a lot of red, golds, and greens there. So
card I would love to get, and you know, maybe someday I'll get that added to my collection. So number 4 is the 98.99 Topps Chrome Apparitions Refractor Penny Hardaway. Number 3, we have the 98.99 UD Choice 4-star Star Quest, or the Gold Star Quest of Penny Hardaway. So here I have what I have for the rainbow so far. So we've got the 1-star, the 2-star, and the 3-star, or the blue, green, and red, if you will. So adding the gold to that rainbow, or the 4-star to that, it would be really fun. You know, this is a set I know we've talked about in the past where my father got a lot of these boxes for my brothers and I to open together, and you know, a lot of fond memories sitting together opening all these packs. And we always dreamt of pulling any gold, let alone a Penny or a Michael Jordan for my brother, or Tim Duncan was the player that my dad was very fond of. You know, so we just dreamt of how cool it would be to pull that gold, what they would look like. You know, so ever since then, I've always wanted to have one. You know, and those, like I said, we opened a lot of those boxes. We never got a single one, let alone those players that I mentioned. So it's always been a goal of mine to get a Penny in my collection. Now, those golds are numbered to 100 each, just like the Apparitions Refractor. But these are a little bit more sought after, a little bit more condition sensitive with the color foil around the edges that can be prone to chipping. And centering can also be an issue on these. You've got a pretty well-defined border, so it can show up pretty easily if you get an uncentered copy. You know, when those come up, which is relatively infrequently, but they do come up every so often, they go for roughly $500, and they stay pretty consistent from what I've seen over the last few years. So a card that, again, I'd love to get the gold, another nice little color for a Christmas tree. So again, would love to get that rainbow completed of Penny. Number 2, we have 97.98 Topps Finest, the Gold Embossed Refractor. So here I have a gold embossed, and this is die cut. You know, so the only difference is it's not refractor, and the biggest difference of all, it's not serial numbered on the back. So the gold embossed die cut refractors are serial numbered to 74, so only 74 copies of each were produced. As you can imagine, very hard to find, but gorgeous looking cards. I mean, this is really awesome looking with the gold finish on there, a really nice die cut on that. You know, so once you add the kind of atomic refractor finish on there, it just adds another level to the card. You know, just gorgeous looking cards, and something that I've always loved the Topps Finest set. I've always loved, especially the 97.98, the way that they did the die cuts and the embossing on these. Something that's always captivated my imagination. So a card that I would absolutely love to get the refractor version of when they come up, which again, very infrequent. They are about a $700 card, so very valuable. But again, if it comes up again in the future, I could see it going and eclipsing that $700 mark pretty easily. So something I would wish that Santa would bring for me, for sure. And then the number 1 card on my wish list for Santa is the 97.98 Upper Deck game jersey of Penny, and I would want it in the blue or the away version. So I love the 98.99 version as well, but the 97.98 is the original. It's the OG, if you will. That's the one I would really love. I mean, Santa, if you're listening, if you're watching this, I'll take either one of them. I won't complain. I'd even take the home jersey, but the blue jersey is my favorite jersey of Penny, so that's why I would gravitate towards that one first. And the 97.98, like I said, it's the original jersey card from Upper Deck, you know, so that's my favorite jersey card of Penny. You know, those come up, you know, I can find those from time to time each year, but they are very highly sought after, very hard pulls, and memorable cards for a lot of collectors. So when they come up, they sell for roughly $1,500. And you know, if they're graded well, I know Nat at one point had opened up a random box he had in his collection and pulled one, sent it to PSA, get a PSA 10. If that ever came up on the market, you could definitely see that going for a bit more than $1,500, as I'm sure you could imagine. So that's the number 1 card on my wish list for Santa for Christmas.
All right, so that's my top 10 wish list for Santa to drop in my stocking. So a lot of cards that I'm sure you would all enjoy if you were having dropped in your stocking. Some of you might be fortunate enough to have some of those in your collection. So, you know, incredible cards. And again, you know, Santa, I'm a big fan. So please drop that down in my stocking. Come down the chimney, and I'll be very happy forever. You know, I've got your autograph card. Hopefully I can get one of your jersey cards, but maybe you can leave one of these cards and a jersey card of yours in my stocking for me. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. So question of the day for you is, what's on your wish list for Santa this year? It doesn't have to be card related. It doesn't even have to be basketball related. Whatever you've got on your wish list, drop that down in the comments, and maybe Santa will be kind to you as well. So hopefully you've had a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. The whole season's been a very happy season for me, and hopefully you have a great new year as we go into 2020. So if you're new here, thanks for stopping by and watching this video. If you enjoy this, please give us a thumbs up. Usually we are opening packs, so those new videos will drop on Wednesdays. Any bonus videos will drop on Fridays. And that's it. We'll talk later. Thanks.